But if they need something, he's going to go out and get it. And they also have a couple of really interesting offensive prospects.
Yep.
Who are and Beatty and Alvarez, who are eventually going to fit into this roster. Maybe they don't play opening day, but they have improvements. They maybe are not putting their best lineup on the field opening day, but eventually those guys get into the mix. They will be active in the trade deadline. Cohen doesn't care what the tag is. He doesn't care what the bar bill is. He just wants to win a championship. He's managing this team or owning this team, running this team the way all fans would like to. And I know the NL East is very competitive. There are 4 very strong teams there, but everybody's 3 anyway, depending on how you feel about Miami. But I think the Mets have a chance to win 95, 98 games. I thought this number was really low. I can't imagine anybody who thinks they're going to be an 80-win team unless you think their older pitching is going to break down. And I even like their support starters. I think David Peterson is a guy you should go out and get in fantasy. The Mets right now, I think they already have 97 wins in the back of my mind. It just seems very clear to me that they're a good team and they're going to get what they don't have in the middle of the season.
I'm a Mets fan, so I'm automatically like, I don't know if you're jinxing me or what, Scott. But yeah, I mean, they won 101 games last season, and have they really lost 8 wins compared to last year? I mean, not to me. I mean, they signed Justin Verlander, who won the AL Cy Young Award last season. You mentioned this rotation is old, and I think that's the biggest concern. Jose Quintana's already out for multiple months. Carlos Carrasco is 36 years old. Verlander and Scherzer in the back 9 of their career. If like 2 or 3 of those guys go down and, you really have to rely on the David Petersons, Tyler McGills to fill that gap, maybe they're not quite as good as we might think. I think that number going down to 91.5 in these other books is a reflection in the Diaz news. Mm-hmm. And I get that to some degree, but I still think, like you said, I mean, Beatty, Alvarez, they could be big difference makers for this team. The Mets really didn't bolster their lineup. They kept their guys. Like, they re-signed Brandon Nimmo. That was like their big move offensively. They almost got Carlos Correa. So they really didn't do much offensive-wise. I think the reason why is because they expect Beatty and Alvarez to come up eventually and give a boost there offensively. But yeah, I think they're going to be in that 90, 95 win range probably. But I'm a Mets fan, so I'm automatically anxious.
I also love that their 2 best offensive players, Lindor and Alonso, are still in their 20s. It's completely reasonable. They haven't had their best seasons yet. Some year Alonso's going to be MVP of the league. And Lindor, we know, didn't hit at the very beginning of his Mets career, but he's been a terrific player for the last year and a half.
Yeah, I don't have, honestly, too much to add because I thought that was terrific breakdowns by both of you guys. And DJ, I know you were super excited to talk about the Mets, but yeah, the only concern to me would be that the rotation is a little bit older, but we know how valuable these guys are at that age still. That Verlander, Cy Young, Scherzer's going to be up for that. So I'm not really worried about that at all. I think they're another 100-win team. And when I was looking at future tickets to win it all, I'm considering the Mets, and that scares me, DJ. So I just got to take the win total and get my money, and then play it by ear after that.
Also, the best TV booth by far is the 3-man booth of Gary Cohen, Ron Darling, and Keith Hernandez. Now that we, Vin Scully, we've lost him, and man, do we miss Vin Scully. But the Mets are just worth watching just for those guys.